Hey YouTube, look at this. It's back. TE Connectivity Cup Series Season 3. This time it's not a signups, it's an rFactor racing series. I'm Joe Donohue, broadcasting alongside my good pal, Reverend Evan Ryan.
And let's go racing!
Yeah, right? We got 15 laps. We're in Talladega. On the pole right here, you see the pole sitter, obviously. Matt Faust on the pole. Oh, there they go, guys. Warm up laps coming. We'll hit the page down button. That'll mean we're gonna see the cars pass us by. And we'll take a look at your starting order. On the pole, we see Matt Faust in the 15. Outside of him in second, Mark Edwards. Starting third, Weston the Badass Miller. And fourth, we got Ryan Smith. Fifth place goes to Alex Pedro. And in sixth, WNFO3.
And in seventh, we got
80
and Lucas.
80 and Lucas. How about that for a name?
And
in eighth.
Outside of him, Sir John III. And next in the lineup is Ben Baxton.
Ben Bucks Aplenty Baxton, and Fallon Sanders, the Colorado Kid.
In the next lineup
that'd be 12th, or 11th.
11th is Kaylee.
Charles.
Oh.
It's Charles Yacht. It's okay. Eddie Jones on the outside of him, and what is that? 12th. There you go. 13th goes to Kyle Jones, and starting last, looking to bring herself up, the only female in the field, Kaylin Moeller. That's the car that's not going to be racing. As we're coming to the green flag, what do we expect to see out of this race, Evan?
I think that it's going to be a good, solid race, and we just got to see who digs it out.
That is right. We got 15 laps, 14 drivers, and we're ready to start off the championship. As the pace car is going to pull off here, you can see a little bit of it. Everybody gets the revs up. Here we come to the stripe. Wait for the call.
Green, 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 green.
And we're racing. A little bit of lag at the start, but that's okay.
Now, Faust on the pole.
Yep, Faust leads through one. Coming into turn two, everybody's still looking clean. We don't expect any crashes, because these guys, top of the line drivers, they know what they're doing out here. Turn three, looking clean. Mark Edwards seems to have a little bit of a nose on Matt Faust up top.
Trying to pass him.
The draft is the number one place to be, but number two would be up top, definitely. From what we've seen, the draft is the best place to be. Who's going to lead the first lap? It looks like, Mark Edwards just going to edge out for the first lap lead.
Matt Faust gaining some ground back.
Now he's on the inside looking good. Wow, he's got out ahead of him already. Ooh, car up high. It's Fallon Sanders and Ben Baxton. They go up to a third line up top. Weston Miller lead. Will maybe try to take a pass for the lead. My apologies. In second right now. But look at the top. Who's coming up?
Weston looks like he's going to try to make a pass underneath.
Yeah, you can see it with all those cars in a train on the bottom. The draft is definitely with the advantage of the bottom side of the racing line. Look at Matt Faust. He's pushing Weston 3 wide to the line. Who's it going to be? I think Weston edged out on that one.
Yeah, and Weston takes the lead.
Matt Faust gets into the line. Squeezes in for second. Some great action, wouldn't you say, Evan?
I would say so.
As now, let's click this button. And now, we're watching Weston Miller fight Mark Edwards for the lead. He's been staying out front, Mark Edwards, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. He's sticking with Weston Miller and Matt Faust. And
Definitely.
What I've noticed is that they're not really breaking up into two separate groups.
No, they're all staying together because of that draft. All that air getting pushed out of the way by the front runners, definitely helping the guys in the back stay with them. Although, if you look, you can see Charles Yacht at about the same place as we see Sir John III, near the back, but not quite there. About the end of where they go too wide. Charles Yacht in the 34. You can see that he's kind of trying to look for a way around whoever's in front of him. That looks like the 66 of 80 and Lucas. You never know, that's the kind of thing that splits people. But now Weston gets out front, a big lead.
Matt Faust follows.
Definitely. I gotta click this. Okay. Just keep that going. Keep the camera rolling. Weston
Alex
Miller.
Pedro follows Matt Faust in third.
Yeah, Alex Pedro, let's look at him, see where he's moved up from. Just from 6th as we are completed 4 laps on lap 5. So we're going to be about a third of the way through this race when they come past the stripe this time. Matt Faust jumps up high.
Trying to make a pass.
Maybe. Weston still in the lead. Matt
Mark
Faust.
Edwards dropped back.
Yeah, Mark Edwards dropped back, but that's okay. It seems to be we're going to see some cycling of the cars, which will mean they will, go to the back, come to the front, go to the back, come to the front.
It's kind of racing we like.
Yeah, definitely. This is some close action right here. The top 5 right now, Weston Miller, Alex Pedro, Matt Faust, Charles Yacht, and I think 80 and Lucas. Who's in 6th? Looks like Kyle Jones is in 6th place right now. So looking good for all the drivers.
It's definitely a good race.
Definitely. As now you can see Weston Miller right in the middle. Didn't choose a group here, but he's going to have to, as Alex Pedro is going to look down the inside.
Alex Pedro.
With a pass for the lead. Look at him. Weston's pushing on him. 3 wide again. Here we go. Weston held it that time, and he jumps up top.
Weston Miller is very solid through this.
Yeah, looking good. But Alex Pedro now took the lead.
And Charles Yacht follows him.
Yep. A Chevy and a Ford lead the way. Alex Pedro and Charles Yacht right now.
They're drafting through it too.
Yep. As you can see, there's a little bit of a gap in between 2nd and 3rd, Charles Yacht and Kyle Jones, but I wouldn't say that's more than a car length. 3 wide in the back. Coming to the stripe. What lap are we going to complete? Looks like we're going to complete lap 7 on to lap 8. We're coming close to the halfway point, and now Alex Pedro and Charles Yacht with a huge lead.
Jones is behind him in 3rd.
Kyle Jones. Don't forget there are 2 Joneses.
Oh, yeah.
Alex. Nope, not Alex. We got Kyle and Ed Jones. Ed Jones we haven't seen a lot of, but actually, if you look, he's right beside Kyle Jones right now. As Alex Pedro jumped high, that was a mistake. Charles Yacht's going to take the lead.
Don't know what Alex Pedro was thinking, but he might be able to get it back.
You know what? Once you get into that draft, you can really use to the advantage the other cars. The guy who's out front is a sitting duck for a pass, and that's probably what Alex Pedro was thinking. Although right now, that was probably a little bit of a mistake, taking all those guys up. And Ed Jones saw what he was doing was wrong, and he jumped down low again, and he's coming up into 2nd now. 3rd place on the inside line, Ben Baxton.
He's starting to make a move.
He is starting to come up, and look who's behind him, Matt Faust.
He's starting to come back up too.
Yep, cycle through. I told you that was going to happen, didn't I?
Yes,
I told you that was going to happen. As we got Fords out front now.
Ben Baxton takes the lead.
Ben Baxton in the lead. The 43 car, sponsored by Smithfield. We are definitely more than halfway through this race. We're coming to be 2/3 of the way through this race, and we're going to look at Ben Baxton real quick. Going from 10th, he dropped back, to last, and now he's back up to 1st.
What a race for him.
Yep, 80 and Lucas down low now. As you can see in the back, they're single file. 80 and Lucas with a pass for the lead. Weston, the badass Miller, right behind him.
And Neff.
Yep, WNEF03. Referred to as just Neff. Or maybe the Neffster. You never know. 80 and Lucas with a little bit of a lead out front, but I mean...
Weston Miller is right behind him.
Yep, as we're 2/3 of the way through this one. The only two Toyotas in the field are out front right now.
And Sir John III came up in the group as well.
Yep, Sir John III is also up there, but look at how many cars are up top right now. Wouldn't
4
you
or
say?
5.
4 or 5. Look at that. How many cars are racing? 14 cars in the race. There are only 3 on the bottom. That's 11. There's 11 cars up top right now, so that's definitely the place to be right now. I don't think this looks good for the guys on the bottom, but don't forget, we got about 4 laps to go past the stripe here. Who's in the last position?
Ryan Smith is in last.
Yep, Ryan Smith's sitting in last right now. I mean, single file, it's kind of hard to start making passes, but you never know what happens.
Mark Edwards is also back there.
Yeah, Mark Edwards. He had a great run going for him. I don't know how he got back there. Oh, Ben Baxton looking down low. You can see, oh, Matt Faust poking his nose out too.
AD and Lucas just got past.
Yeah, they're falling back now. Although, he's holding up okay. Sticking in third, Matt Faust. Third line, Matt Faust up top. We're coming past. We have completed 12, so we're on lap 13. That means 2 laps to go. Next time we're going to see the white flag. No, we're not. Next time's going to be 2 laps to go.
Yeah.
Matt Faust. I think he made a little bit of a mistake jumping up there.
Yeah.
Definitely made a mistake jumping up there, but Weston and Ben Baxton, they're sitting in a good place to be.
Matt Faust still struggling up on the top there.
Definitely. But look who's back to the front.
Sir John III, Neff, and Adian Lucas are in that order.
Yeah, that in order. No, not in that order. Maybe backwards that order. Okay. Coming to the line with 2 laps to go. What are we going to see now?
We're going to see people trying to work their way up.
Definitely.
Of course, but let's see. This could make for an interesting last lap.
Definitely. Now we have to point out too, Sir John III and Ben Baxton, the 95 and the 43, operating under the same team here. Ben Baxton owns that team, so they might be working together, but right now, coming to the white flag, I'm pretty sure you don't have any friends. Wow! Weston Miller and Matt Faust dropped back dramatically. Adian Lucas, Sir John III, Ben Baxton bring us to the line for a white flag.
Let's see, last lap.
Drafting is important here, but I think the place to make your moves is going to be the backstretch, so watch this as they come out of turn 2. Neff also fell way back as Adian Lucas leads a big charge in turn 3. What's going to happen? Here we go.
Behind him,
We're
and
going to
then
see
Ben
what
Baxton
happens.
behind him.
Charles Yacht poking his nose in 4th. Oh,
Are we
Adian
gonna see a
Lucas.
pass?
I don't know.
Adian Lucas is slamming the door.
Adian Lucas holding his ground coming out of turn 4. Is anybody going to have anything for him? Coming down through, nobody's going to be able to touch him. Adian Lucas will win the first race here at Talladega.
Gets the first win.
Definitely a great performance by Adian Lucas to work all the way up to first and hold himself in that position.
Not a bad job for Ben Baxton and Sir John III.
No, definitely not. Those are quality points that these drivers need for the championship.
Matt Faust, he started at the top, ended in last.
Dead last. Yeah, that just goes to show, you never know what you're going to get out of these races. We're going to have to do a top 10 rundown here, as we're going to see them all hit the pits really fast. Wow, they floored and just fly into the pits like that. Alright, as they're going to come into their pit stalls and park them for the race, we're going to look at our order at the end of this one. First place, we can't see the cars. First place on the order, Adian Lucas. Second place, yeah, nice run, definitely. Second place goes to the 95 of Sir John III. Who's in third place?
Ben Baxton.
43, solid performance for him. 4th place goes to Charles Yacht. In 5th, rounding out the top 5, a good solid performance by Ed Jones. He was never really up front, but you could always see him coming. Floating in the middle. 6th place, Alex Pedro.
Number 7.
A nice solid performance. A 7th place for Kaylin Moeller.
Only girl in this race.
Yep. This ain't no Danica crap, because she's actually performing for us.
Oh.
Yeah, really. 8th place, Fallon Sanders.
In the 78.
Yep. And in 9th place, Kyle Jones. Rounding out your top 10 will be Mark Edwards. And in 11th, Ryan Smith. 12th place, Weston.
Badass Miller.
A tough day. And he was up front, too, was the worst part. He had the car in the top spot, but he fell back. 13th, WNF03. I'm not sure why he's still sitting on the pit lane, but oh well. And finishing out your order, the pole sitter, Matt Faust.
That's just a lot of... Oh, that was a good race to watch.
That was a good race to watch. Thanks for watching, guys. That was a fun race to do, and I'm sure we all learned a thing or two about what's to come in this series within the coming few races. Oh, look, WNF03 pulls out! I don't know where he's going, but... Nah.
He wants to finish on.
Finish strong. I don't know. Keep going. Whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to tune in next time. Next time we're going to California for Laguna Seca, the Vineyard Grand Prix, in honor of all the wine country out there.
For you wine connoisseurs out there.
Yep. Rewind connoisseurs. Whatever you just said. I'm not very sophisticated. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to tune in next time. We'll see you there.